Hi guys! So I got a new palette in the mail yesterday. It actually got shipped to my old house, and my renters were kind enough to bring it in after my dogs attacked it. I was really wanting the James Charles palette, but that was a little bit out of my price range for the moment, so we went with this instead. And there are some bright, pretty colors in it, so I think even though it's not exactly the same, we're still going to be able to get a really good look out of it. So let's dig into it. Alright, we're going to start by priming my eyes. I just put a little bit of Wet n Wild concealer on as a base. Yeah, that's all I need. It looks fine. Does great. I know that I used to use the Smashbox lid primer and that stuff was great, and that's where I started using concealer because that blocked out all my veins and discoloration on my eyes. Okay, I cleaned all of my brushes last night, so they're big and fluffy and ready to go. I know, like, I'm the worst at cleaning brushes. The other day when I ordered my new palette, I also got this guy because I had brush cleaner. I just didn't have like a good way to clean them, so even though like I'd try and do this number, I always felt like they were still dirty, and let me tell you, they were. Okay, I think we're gonna pop into this pink first. I don't think they're names, I think they're numbered. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just numbered. So we're gonna pop into this matte pink shade. I'm just gonna start packing, actually. Look at that. She's a beauty. And then I'm gonna also pack on this side. The James Charles palette, but your sister is broke, so we did this instead. And like, I chose this one for a couple of reasons. Like, for one, it had colors in it, which was the big selling point for me. But two, I'm also using the purple in here. For two, it was under 20 bucks. Well, it was right at 20 bucks. And for three, from watching reviews, I knew I was gonna get a good color payoff. I knew if I went with this palette, I wasn't gonna waste money on a product that might not work. My other two options for under 20 was going to be BH or possibly Morphe, and I like Morphe, but I don't know, their website was acting up or something when I went on there the other day, and I was trying to navigate through it and it kept redirecting me, and I got annoyed, so I just clicked out. Like, I don't need that much work to get something. Like, I just want it simple and easy. So I was on BH looking at their palettes, and I was going to get the Back to Brazil, and I had watched some reviews on it, and some of them are very good, but I've also had BH. I'm just going back in this eye and doing the pink here, and like, once you build up the color to the pigment that you want, it's not bad, but I just remember having to build up, and the shadows were kind of hard. and for being as cheap as they are, that's not bad, but because I have Morphe and I know how soft they can be, I don't know, it just wasn't worth it to me. Like, I'd rather have the Morphe. So to me, the better value was going to be getting this this palette, actually, so that's what I did. And as you can see, I'm not disappointed. Like, would I have liked more colors? Sure, but can I make this work? Definitely. Are these pant sizes gigantic, and like this will probably be the only color palette I'll ever need? Maybe. I mean, like, my goodness, look at this. It's just, I'm very, very happy with the color payoff so far. And we just got into it, so I'm going to take this little nugget right here. Now that I've got like my crease all blown out and crazy, I'm going to put a little bit of that on there, and I'm actually going to cut my crease. I'm super excited about doing this. I want to see how the shadows come out. I hope I look like a mermaid. Yeah, I'm just gonna cut my crease here. They're super pigmented. Like, holy wow. Like, it's dyeing my brush pink. That is okay. We're here for it. It's okay. I'm glad that I found this because I wasn't sure, you know, how long I'd go before I end up getting a color palette. And I didn't want to wait too long because with Manny MUA's Life's a Drag palette, which I also wanted, and James Charles's palette, everybody else is doing them, and I'm just feeling like the creativity, and I want it. I'm here for it, but you know, but it's okay, because then all these palettes get left behind, and here I am, like, still getting into it, so I get to go through and get all the stuff that's been left behind, and maybe stuff that you guys like, so we'll leave that out because I'm probably going to have to clean up my crease later with it. Okay, one with this flat brush, doesn't really matter. I'm going to pick up, look at that. It's a lot picked up. I'm going to spray my brush like always. And I'm going to place it into my inner corner. Need more. Do I look like a mermaid yet? Kind of feel like the Joker, honestly. I have a vision. It'll pull through, okay? Just... I gotta quit questioning myself. Like, geez, have a little faith. Definitely not going on the way I thought they would, but they're still super bright. Like, they just take a little bit of building. Like, I don't know. I used a shimmery shadow from a drugstore brand the other day, and that went on like this one did. Ooh, there we go. That is what I was wanting. Thank you. I can be here for that. Yes, ma'am. That is the color payoff that I wanted. I don't know why that green shade didn't do as great, but we're gonna keep playing with it. Maybe it's just the way that I did it. I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna keep playing with it, and hopefully I'm going back into that green just to mesh the two, because I have blue on that outer corner and green on the inner corner. They kind of meet at the iris-ish area, and I'm just kind of melding it so it looks like a blend-ish type thing. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm gonna go back in with that purple and kind of just why is that so pretty? I'm gonna go in with a smaller shader brush. If I can find one. That's what I want to do, is go in with a smaller one. Leave this one and do a little bit of this green blue, this teal-y color, right in my inner corner a little bit. Yeah. She pretty. I'm feeling this look. I don't know what exactly I'd wear it for, but she's pretty. I feel like pink. Like, I'm here for the party. And we're not leaving till they throw us out. Yeah. We'll get back into that in a minute and do our lower lash line, but she's beautiful. There's no denying. Like, holy crap. Brushes look like a mermaid threw up on them. It's the type of wife I am. Husband got called into work last night. Did not even notice he left the bed until like way later. I assumed he went to the gym and like just went back to sleep. Wake up hours later, he's still gone. I'm like, okay, where'd he go? I'm just not having the look today. They don't look good, but hopefully when I take the tape off they will. We'll see. No, I still don't like that eye. But like, could you really have good eyeliner and a good eyeshadow and a good wing? And no. It looks atrocious. It's best I'm gonna get. I did my tape wrong, so. "43 hours later." Probably wrong. I don't care. Okay. Moisturizer. I still have my eyeliner, and the eyes still look really good. Like, pretty proud of it. It's Wet n Wild. tired. We got my daughter some face masks to go in her stocking, because even though she's only 2, she's like all about that like self-care beauty stuff, and it's hilarious. Like, we only got like the hydrating ones, I think they're like watermelon or something, but honestly it's funny. She's gonna be one well-kept woman. Spoil her nap. I mean, we're obviously gonna teach her the value of money and stuff, but she's gonna know how to be treated by a man. I know that. She's not gonna let nobody boss her around. She's a force to be reckoned with. I see it now. Like, everything about her screams boss lady. Like, she's never gonna be one to be quiet or hold her opinion. She's gonna be in charge someday. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's gonna rule the world. Just wish she had smarter parents to help her with it. I don't know. Hopefully we'll teach her to be smarter than we were and actually pay attention in school so that she can go somewhere. But, you know, all things said, I could not imagine us being here like 3 years ago. I couldn't see it. Like, we now own 2 different properties. Neither one of them are in the best shape or nice condition, but we rent now. Like, we have renters, and granted, we only charge them like what the loan was to pay off that property, but I mean, it's just amazing to see how far we've come, because I think 2 or 3 years ago, like, me and him hadn't been together too awful long, and me and my husband had decided to try and get a new mattress, because the one I had gotten was cheap, like very cheap, and had sunken in the middle, so we had given it away even though it was like brand new. And then his was his mother's, so it was older than dirt. And then we had gotten one from his friend, which he'd probably had for about 20 years, and they had just gotten a new bed. Like, it was just old. Like, we didn't have a new bed to ourselves, and like the springs were achy. Like, we were just uncomfortable. So we decided we were going to try and get a new bed, and we couldn't get approved for it. Like, we were denied. And it's funny to think about that, because that happened for a while, like, I mean, months. And then, like, I think even that next year we tried to apply for a loan to get something small that was around the same price as the mattress, maybe like a beater car or something that he could drive to work, because he had messed up his truck, and we couldn't get approved. Like, crazy. But we decided that the only way we were gonna be able to do it is if we fixed his credit, and the only way we were gonna do that is by getting credit cards and starting to use them to pay for stuff that we had not been using credit cards for, like gas or even bills. We found ways to pay with bills, so then we'd pay the credit cards off and pay more bills, and that way, you know, it was showing that we were making payments and stuff. And I mean, it really did help. Like, when people say you need a credit card, it's absolutely true. Like, I tried to avoid getting one for so long. When I was younger, I think I was like 20 before I got one, and my sister was like, you really need to get one, like right now, like right out of high school, you need to get one and you need to be using it. And I'm like, no, I don't want a credit card. I don't want like something to go wrong, or I don't want to be in debt for the rest of my life. And she was like, the only way you're gonna get anywhere is if you get a credit card. And I was so against it. And the first credit card I got, like, I used it barely any at all, and like, I think I paid off all but like 20 cents, just because like your girl is working at McDonald's and like living paycheck to paycheck, and like I literally had all the money but 20 cents. So I paid it off, and like for some reason I thought I had paid it off completely, but I hadn't. So I had forgotten all about it. Me and my ex had broken up. So we're split, and he's getting all of my mail and stuff, and it was like a $30 or $40 bill at this point, and I'm like, okay, you couldn't have told me that I was getting, you know, mail like that. But he was being mean, like, you know. And then come to find out that he was living in the house that we had lived in together, and I had left the gas on. The gas was in my name, but I had left it on for him to use because it was getting into winter, and I assumed that he'd probably need it, and he was living there using it and not paying the bill on it. And I was like, yo, you wanna fix that? He was like, nope, not my problem. So I had a huge bill for the gas that I didn't know about. My husband's story is a whole nother mess, but both of our credits were just not where we wanted them to be, and it was a sucky situation all around, but we've managed to build it back up, and thank goodness, because the house we were living in before definitely couldn't have handled both of our kids. I mean, it did for 3 months, and it was probably the longest 3 months of my life. I slept on the couch for 3 months because the house was so small. He couldn't sleep in his bed without waking up my daughter, and like, me and him couldn't sleep in my bed without waking up my husband, and my couch was like literally feet away from me and my husband's bed, but that's where me and my son slept for months. That way I could get to him fast if I needed to, and like if I had to, I could go outside and soothe him in the car. if I had to. Which brings me to the point, like, my daughter never had, like, colic issues. My son, however, had, like, serious colic issues, and, like, I couldn't figure out what to do. Like, I was literally taken aback because my daughter never had these issues, and I'm like, I don't even know where to begin with this. Like, how do parents deal with kids with colic? And one of my friends who just had a baby like a month before me was like, you need to try probiotics, like, you really need to try them. And then someone else suggested them, and I kept pushing it off. I was like, I don't even know what that is. I'm gonna have to ask the doctor to prescribe it. Ugh. They are very expensive drops, but let me tell you, we will buy them anytime that kid needs them, because he is a completely different baby on his drops. Like, hopefully his stomach issues clear up when he gets older, but for now, like, if he's on them, he is happy, he is playful, he is just this wonderful baby. And not on them, he can't get gas out, and he cries and screams, and he just has all these stomach issues that, like, I've never had to experience before. I mean, I only have one other kid, but, like, my nieces didn't have issues like that, so I'm just like, my youngest niece had acid reflux, so they had that issue, and they're like, well, maybe it's that, and I'm like, I don't know at all. Like, he's having the hardest time, and I don't know what to do at this point. I'm ready to lose my stuff because he's just fussing all the time, and, like, I felt so bad. Like, how do I fix this? How do I make it so he doesn't feel so upset? Like, I had already tried gripe water, and I was like, it can't be colic because, you know, he's on this gripe water, and it helps, but, like, not enough. Like, it's just not doing it. He needs something different. And then, like, literally 2 days after trying the probiotics, he was better. And I was like, huh. I was like, what? I was like, you know, we bought these probiotics, and I wasn't sure they were working because, you know, he's still fussy, but I was going to continue to try them. Like, maybe it takes time to get into his system because it says, you know, everyday use, or once a day. Like, he can only get one dosage a day, which probably means that it's going to take time to get into his system. So I just continued to use it, and he's like this different child. He was like, I don't know, my husband works, so, you know, he doesn't get to see him like I do. And I was just like, you wait till this weekend and you see, like, just wait. He was like, okay. So the weekend comes, this kid sleeps all the way through the night, like, all the way through the night. And he was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I told you, like, this stuff is magical. This is a magical potion sent here by Jesus to help us out, because we're two parents that cannot sweat. in forever. And he knows that. He's feeling it. He feels sorry for me, you know? But yeah, so ever since then, like, I think it was like a month or two after he was born, we started using it, and we have not looked back. Not a single day. And then, since he was already on it, when we moved here, we continued to use it, and like we transitioned him into his crib. The first night we were here, and he did amazingly. Like it was like he'd been sleeping in his own crib from the beginning, and so it was nice. All right, guys. Is the look I did. I'll probably end up spending another 20 minutes on my eyeliner trying to fix it, but I am in love. This is so pretty. Bye, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe.